In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 licks that are some of the rudest licks you could play in the blues because of this, and they sound so good. Hello, my name is David. Before we get into this somewhat controversial video, I would like to invite you to attend a free blues workshop. This is an on-demand workshop, which means that you can sign up for free and attend anytime you want. It's a pre-recorded video in which I'm going to share some things that I have not shared on the channel yet. It's all about blues, and it's really going to help you if you feel stuck in the same pentatonic licks over and over. And it's a method that can be applied for new players, but also experienced players. Very simple, yet not always talked about. So the link is below. It's a free on-demand blues workshop. I hope to see you there. And for now, let's get into this video. We are talking about licks that use the middle finger. There's a reason for that. And one of the reasons was explained in a previous video on the channel. In May of 2019, I released a video that had to do with that middle finger. Unfortunately, YouTube's algorithm did not like the video. YouTube's algorithm doesn't like any of my videos, but that video had a profound impact on my playing. See, when I release videos like this, these videos are really the fruit of my own practice time, and I discover a little idea or think of something and work on it. If I find that it helps me in my musicality, then I'll make a video out of it. And that was one of those videos back in the day, like over a year ago. Today, I'm re-exploring this. If you want to understand why this works so well, watch the video till the end. I will link to the original video from May 2019 in which I explained the concept. But for now, let's get into these licks. The tabs will be on the screen. You can also download the tabs. And the backing track's for free. The link is below. But for now, let's get started with lick number 1. Yes, out of context, it sounds a little lame, but once we understand what's going on here, we can tweak it a little bit to our own liking and make it sound a lot more natural. Here we're starting with the last note we encounter within that first position of a G minor pentatonic scale. I'm going to bend that note on the first string 6th fret, and then I'm going to descend all the way down to the 2nd string 3rd fret, and that's where we're going to inject the middle finger. Now this middle finger, if we use 1 finger per fret, is always going to land on the 4th fret, considering that we are in that first position of the minor pentatonic scale. And that's what we're doing here. We're starting on the 1st string, 2nd, 3rd. All these notes are outside, right? Because the 4th fret is not found within that minor pentatonic scale. So that's why it works so well to add tension. And then we're only 1 fret away from a good note, and we're going to land here on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. And that's the lick. And if I use this idea within the regular, typical type of lines that I would create, that's where it sounds pretty good. Make sure that once you learn the lick, you don't play it exactly that way, because if you do, well, it sounds pretty mechanical. This is really to explain to you and to show you how the concept works. Be creative with this. Let's check out lick number 2. Same kind of idea here. We're starting with the 2nd position of the G minor pentatonic scale, and then we are injecting those middle fingers. Again, this lick is very mechanical as it's written. It's not very musical, but that's just to show you the concept. We are using 8th notes here, so 2 notes per beat. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... And you see here that that middle finger will always fall on the 7th fret in this case, and that 7th fret will pinpoint pinpoint, that's an interesting word, we'll highlight some notes that are tensed. What? Ooh, yuck. But then we're going back in with this little chromatic phrase there at the end. And again, just like any lick, instead of playing it the way it's written, just blend it with your regular phrasing. And just like any new lick you encounter, it's really important not to be stuck in playing that lick exactly the way that it is written the first time that you are studying it. It's just like a new word. If you're reading a book and you encounter a new word in there, well, the first time you read that word, it might sound a little weird, a little natural, because you've never used those muscles in your mouth to pronounce that particular word that you encounter for the first time. But as you read it, as you understand what makes that word, the definition of the word, the way it's spelled, and all those things, you can start using it in a very natural way. Same exact thing here with the lick. So I'm gonna jam a little bit using that word, that lick, in my story and see what happens. There it was, right? See, it didn't sound exactly the same way as it is written, and that's really what you're after. Let's check out lick number 3. Same concept here. We're back in that first position of the minor pentatonic scale, and then we are injecting that middle finger. Really nothing too complicated here. We're starting with a pre-bend. So we're pre-bending the 5th fret of the 3rd string. We're pre-bending it so that it sounds like the 7th fret. And then we're playing those outside notes with the middle finger that all fall on the 4th fret. And those 4th frets, again, blah, blah, those frets are not part of that minor pentatonic scale. Same thing, let's try to use that idea within story. There it was. You heard a lot of different variations of the same type of idea. Again, it's really what you're going for with these different ideas. Let's take a look at lick number 4. We're back in the second position of the minor pentatonic scale. We're starting with this bluesy type of thing where I'm bending the 2nd string 8th fret. And then on the 1st string, we are doing this little chromatic thing between frets 6 all the way to 8. That kind of thing. And once you reach that note here, right here, we're gonna bend the 2nd string 8th fret. And for that, because we're landing on the ring finger, we're going to kind of pivot so that the middle finger reaches that 2nd string 8th fret. Now this middle finger is playing a note that is inside in this case, right? Right, that's inside, but this is where we are gonna shift our middle finger to play those outside notes, because now we're back into the 1 finger per fret type of thing. And if we do that, all the 7th fret, or these 2 7th fret are really outside. So we're just doing a tiny little passage with 2 notes that are outside, and then we're descending that minor pentatonic scale. Let's see what happens when we use this idea a little more naturally in an improv. the way, you can download the tabs and a few backing tracks for you to help you explore and develop your ideas using these different licks. The link is below and it's free. All right, let's check out lick number 5. We're back in the first position of the minor pentatonic scale. We're starting pure minor pentatonic here with the first part. And then we're shifting things around with that middle finger on the 4th fret. And we're landing on that 2nd string, 3rd fret. Well, let's try to use that idea in an improv. I'm going to gravitate around that first position. Right here. Click here to register to the free Blues On Demand workshop. It's really going to change everything. Apply what we learned today with what you're going to learn in the free workshop, and magic will happen. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. Practice well.